Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Ranchero Gold's channel. We're sitting here with a special guest. We're sitting here with Chairman of the Board, Gustavo Mazon. Gustavo, how are you doing today?
I'm doing fine, Michael. Thanks for this opportunity.
Of course, we're glad to have you on. We're going to ask you a couple questions here. We typically like to start off by asking a bit about yourself and like your family history in Mexico. Tell us about that.
Yeah. Well, my family history in Mexico, it starts and it stays on the northern part, based on the Sonora and the state of Sonora, right in the border from Arizona, where the project Ranchero Gold is located. I represent a third generation family business. It's a pretty diversified business portfolio. Uh, we haven't been in the mining sector until 2011, so we've been there for 10 years now. But before I came into the family business, they're always been a local player, representing the state, really focused on construction, real estate, retail, department stores, cable companies. So basically like traditional businesses, locally based, and also what I like to call international business. We do a lot of agricultural projects, but we export the majority of it, and industrial parks in the state of Sonora, where when we had the chance to host international companies, and this gives us a lot of background on the mining sector, because the know-how, it's basically the US or Canada, and we can bring that to the state in this project.
Wonderful. Yeah, it sounds like a pretty diversified portfolio there and the things that get done. But tell me some more about the Santa Daniela concessions and how did you actually get involved with that specific part?
Okay. Well, it runs in the family. When you enter the family business, it's always good to bring a new industry or a new project to keep diversifying the portfolio. So I had the opportunity to start a health business in college when I was in Monterrey. Sold it, came back to Sonora, and in looking to do something new, I would like and I I I I thought of mining. And why this came up, I'm going to show you a picture here.
Mhm.
This is the state shield of Sonora, where you can see a cow for cattle. There's the sea with the fishing industry. Those bags are wheat bags for agricultural, and then you can see the pick and a shovel, right?
Mhm.
And I knew a lot of people that were providing services, or a lot of local businesses, man, providing services to mining, but I didn't know anybody developing mining project.
Mhm.
So uh, I took advantage of being a local, and I started looking for projects. I found out that a lot of the claims or projects were owned by Mexicans, or locally Mexicans from Sonora,
Mhm.
but without the know-how of developing this.
Mhm.
So I started going through different projects, getting like asking like objective questions to my friends in Canada and the US, and this project was one of the first that came into the portfolio.
Mhm.
And to tell you the truth, I use the real estate golden rule: location, location, location. Right. So I said, well, I don't know a lot of about mining, but you got Agnico Eagle here with Lainda project. You got the Mulatos project from Alamos Gold, and then you got Agnico Eagle again with the Pinos Altos. So if you're right in between, I said, well, that's three locations, right?
Yeah.
I think I'm right on the spot. So that's why mining, and that's why the Santa Daniela concessions that became the Ranchero
Yeah.
project now.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. You know, where
Yeah.
people are finding gold, there's probably going to be some gold there. That's a really good way to think about it. And
Yeah.
so now you're sitting there, now you're a chairman of this new company. Like, how do you see your role and like the role of your team members that you're working with?
Well, in the past 10 years, uh, following this same methodology of finding projects, I had the chance become board members of several public and private mining companies.
Mhm.
So first of all, if I have to break it down, I think I can represent the integrity of the company on all of its operations and decisions, along with our CEO, Bill Pincus. I think he's an excellent leader with really good background and know-how. Uh, Also, to motivate board members, management, and operations to by helping them to provide a good work environment, right? The local people, I'm a local, they can feel that we have a lot of things in common. And international team like Bill and all the board members, they can feel comfortable having local operations here,
Makes sense.
not new local operations, but operations that has been operating for a lot of years now. And a third thing that I like to think of is to motivate to all the shareholders to stay on board until we find the goal. I
Mhm.
mean, we've been studying and analyzing this property for several years now, and I feel really comfortable that we're gonna have great results in the next explorations campaigns.
Wonderful. Yeah, that is a very integral role in keeping shareholders on board when you're out doing exploration or junior mining. It is one of the biggest tenements when it comes to junior mining. So from there, Bill had often mentioned he had said that you guys played a very important administrative and logistical role in helping Ranchero. So through your family's organization, can you tell us more about that?
Yes. Uh, well, first of all, I love that Bill can appreciate that. Um, me and the team, we put a lot of effort into making feel our teammates feel welcome and supported here in Mexico. But we operate this as or we operate the family structure as a holding structure.
Mhm.
Uh, we do not mix businesses, but we use the uh, economy of scale on doing things. So with this, we can provide a back office support for different projects like Santa Daniela. And instead of making one team, we can assign a special team with them, but they can count on all the financials, legal, marketing, operations, and logistics that we have built up over the years. So that's a I think that's a good support to them, and for us, having a CEO like Bill uh, guiding us through these operations is something that makes this structure work, right?
Yeah,
We
yeah.
can we can make things happen, but always under the supervision of a good CEO.
Yeah, it sounds like you guys have really good synergy with Bill and that you guys as a team are operating very well. And from there, can you tell us more specifically a view of like the business environment in Mexico? Like, what do you see as the country's strengths and weaknesses versus, say, the US or Canada?
Okay, so there's been a lot of changes in all America lately. But I would just like to start off by saying that the federal government is a pro-mining government. They recognize the value of this industry, and since they do recognize it, there are a lot of changes coming into play, but you can look at them as good changes or bad changes.
Hmm.
What I like to say, a good change is like the environmental laws are going to become or are becoming more strict right now. So if you're planning on not following those rules, that's a bad change. But if you're up to following the rules and respecting the environment, respecting the country, I think we do not gonna have any problems, and we're gonna follow Canada and the U.S. steps into doing this industry the right way.
Hmm.
So I think there are changes, but depends on your attitude. Are it going to be good or bad? And going to the state government, uh, like I show you the state shield, a big percentage of its economical activities are based on mining. So they're super pro mining, and they're you can always feel their support on the permitting and whatever other approvals that they need to grant for a project like Ranchero Gold.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. It would make sense that, as you said, going all the way back, they really like they enjoy mining, they're pro mining. But on the other hand, yes, the industry is maturing a little bit when it comes to regulations and such, and that's totally normal. That's just the way things are going to go. And as
Yeah,
long as you're willing to play ball, everything will be fine in the end when it comes to that.
correct.
But all right. So Gustavo, I think you did a great job of giving your background. You talked about your role and what it is that you bring to the table. Is there anything about yourself you feel like you missed, or anything you want to share?
Well, first, thank you again for your time, and I'd just like to share that I'm really excited about the project. We're ready to drill, and we're ready to show the shareholders in the market good results. So be waiting for them, and I hope to talk to you about them in the future.
Wonderful. Well,
Probably.
Gustavo, you're welcome back on anytime. Thank you for coming on. You and thank you everybody for watching. If there was any questions for Gustavo or Bill or anyone else on the team, don't be afraid to send them over. We'll happily answer them for you. And until next time, take it easy.
Thank you.